January 26th, 2024. I'm Axel Pearl. It's time to get in the weeds. Yeah, the intro is different if you're watching the video form.
I hadn't seen that before.
I saw it last night at 11:30 p.m. when Tim got it to me, and he did a wonderful job. One thing that we agreed upon, though, is that we need to bring back the people, the kids frolicking through the fields and the goats eating the dandelions. We're gonna put that back in, but everything
Who was
else.
the second picture? Was that RJ City?
I have to go back and rewatch the intro.
Play it again. Run it
Okay,
back.
we're gonna play it again for everyone. Hold on. See if you can spot the wrestler. Did you figure it out?
No, I still think
Nick Khan.
it's Nick Khan.
It's Nick Khan from his Wheel of Fortune appearance.
It looks like RJ City.
I specifically went and found that one.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Oh my
Fair.
god.
I thought it was RJ City.
That's fair.
It does look like it looks like an older photo. So like I just was like, oh, is this some like, RJ City's doing a bit? Like
That's true. He's got the entire Tony Storm bit going for him. So
yeah.
Yes. So we do have a new intro. There's the reason why is basically the thumbnail. Unfortunately, we're going to talk about that shortly. We do have some super chats. Leave a thumbs up, by the way, if you're here and watching us here on youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked. And you can donate super chat and you can subscribe to us here on the channel. The Royal Rumble is this weekend. We are in a bit of a pickle, Jeremy. We're going to try and navigate a lot of waters this morning because a lot of people, ourselves included, are in a very weird place mentally when it comes to our fandom and talking about the wrestling. And unfortunately, we also have to talk about the stories that break. And I can tell you that on Thursday afternoon, I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. This was before everything started. And I said to myself, Dynamite was okay. Nothing newsworthy really came out of Dynamite that was like, to me, headline and a thumbnail worthy.
Well, the Rumble was the big thing to talk about.
Right. But I try to balance our show so that I don't do a full week of WWE centric thumbnails. And at this point we were at that. I mean, listen, we just did, unfortunately. But like, that was kind of where my brain was at. I was like, what can we talk about from AEW? Because we do want to try and balance the conversation on the show. We want to talk about as much of the wrestling that's out there because our audience really likes to talk about all the wrestling that's out there. And so do we. So then the news dropped, unfortunately. There's a new lawsuit against Vince McMahon. We're not going to talk about what is alleged in the lawsuit. We're not going to talk about the acts that have been depicted. I'm going to give everyone a trigger warning because if we do, unfortunately, get into those waters, then while we may try to pull back, we can't always pull the can back into the worm back in the can, or whatever we're going to call it. So I do want to offer that at the beginning. By the way, I do also want to say, Jeremy, I want to say thank you because of all of the wrestling coverage that came from this, of all the websites. Fightful was one of the few that I actually saw posting a trigger warning when it came to this. There were others that did, but Fightful was one of the few, and I do want to actually publicly say thank you for that because you did write that article.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make this about me, but when writing of these topics, which I very strongly dislike doing, I want to make sure bases are covered with that. I got feedback from my wife. I got some feedback from Sean because I don't always know like how to handle this stuff. Like if you read the allegations, whether you just read the Wall Street Journal article or whether you read the whole lawsuit, and I read the majority of that lawsuit. When you read that stuff, like you want to be fair to the readers on that because you don't know who's reading it. You don't know how they're going to react to it. So I wanted to kind of bare bones things at the start of the article of like, hey, here's the allegations, here's the lawsuit, here's everything. If you want to read the full thing, here it is. Please know it's graphic detail. Please know it comes with a trigger warning. And then I put the trigger warning in there. and then I just kind of listed some allegations, some details that were in the lawsuit, and then I wanted to make sure we had resources for any victims out there as well. And that wasn't just me. That was my wife helped me, Sean, and I also asked Kate to look it over and to get her feedback on it. So they all three of them were big helps.
I often think about the people who are writing these stories on days when they have to cover it, and it's not easy, and it's not fun. You'd rather be writing about the fun stuff and the jokey stuff, and days like today or days like yesterday are days where I personally walk out and I'm just like, I need a break from my fandom, or I need a break from reading about it, because you get too deep and suddenly it's depressing. And so chat, you are typically very, very good, but sometimes we have new people who come in and join us, and you're welcome to do so. I only ask that you be respectful, and chat, you typically are. For those of you who are new, hello, welcome. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. until noon Eastern on Fightful Overbooked, and we talk about a lot of different things. It's normally about wrestling, but sometimes we have to cross into these newsworthy moments, and we will get to the super chats that are not about this, but yeah, there's a lot. So let's just start with Kim Gray sending us a super chat. Thank you very much, Kim. As a boy mom, I strive to raise a good boy into a good man. Days like yesterday make me want to give up WWE and ban it. Hugs to you two and everyone, and hugs to you, Kim. I did see that you mentioned that on Twitter. You had tweeted out that you weren't sure about whether or not you want to keep watching WWE, and obviously, at the end of the day, your fandom is your fandom. It's your choice. You're going to watch what you want to watch. And I just hope that the decision you make is the one that is the one that's best for you, and the one that's best for your family as well.
Yeah. However, you are reacting to this news, if you want to be done with WWE, I completely understand that. Honestly, there are a lot of days when stuff like this happens where I am like, I don't really want to be involved in this business. I don't want to be part of it. I want nothing to do with it. And then, it's sadly a job, and it pays bills, and I need that. I need money. So I continue and just move forward. But you try not, you certainly don't forget this kind of stuff when this stuff happens. But yeah, if you want to be done with the company, if you don't want to support the company, I completely understand that.
You're going to see a lot of people talking about, oh, yesterday everyone was feeling a certain way about this. They were, it was horrific, and they were ready to turn off TV. They were very angry, rightfully so. Today, everyone's going to focus on the Royal Rumble. Today, everyone's going to move on. Well, the reality is people aren't going to move on. The news cycle is going to continue, but there will still be people, ourselves included, keeping tabs on this while we move forward in whatever's going on in the wrestling world. So I just want to keep that in mind, because you will see some bad faith mentions about that. I don't want to say specifically tweeting, but you will see people putting that out there. I just want everyone to know that this isn't something that's being swept under any rug at this point, especially in the media side of things. This is something that we talk about when it's when it's needing to be discussed, and it comes back around as it becomes more important. The big question right now on everyone's mind started with TKO and what happens there. Does Vince McMahon get ousted? TKO did release a statement shortly after the lawsuit and the article started dropping. I don't have it verbatim. I don't know if you have it nearby, Jeremy, but essentially they did mention these allegations as horrific. That's why I was able to use that in the thumbnail, because those are TKO's words. And their feeling is Vince McMahon doesn't do day-to-day operations, and that he's hands off. I think you're getting the actual wording there. But yeah, this was something that TKO dropped.
So the TKO statement is Mr. McMahon does not control TKO, nor does he oversee the day-to-day operations of WWE. While this matter predates our TKO executive team's tenure at the company, we take Ms. Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing this matter internally. Then a Vince spokesperson came out, and he denied the allegations, and it was this lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth. He will vigorously defend himself. Not a shocker that he's going to deny the allegations and try to fight these allegations. I don't know if it gets to court. We've seen settlements happen a lot when it comes to this. People talking about TKO. My I guess what I'm having the hardest time with is this clearly goes beyond Vince McMahon. With these allegations, John Laurinaitis was named, was outright named in it. Linda, yeah, and Kylie is also. There's so many unnamed people in the lawsuit. They have to find out how far the rot is spread. That's where I'm kind of at as well. It's not just Vince. Other people knew. He showed photos, said things to other people. There was the former UFC champion that they were trying to resign, who allegedly Brock Lesnar. I mean, I don't want to outright say it. He was not fully named, but it was heavily implied and alleged that it was Brock Lesnar. And, who else knew and who else covered it up? Um, I not to protect those people. I will try to. Vince is obviously above all of those people. So if he is saying these things and doing these things, even if they are male, female, wherever they're at in the company, Vince, if they had said anything, what would have happened to them if they said something? I can see where they were, I don't want to say dismissive, but where they just didn't feel good about it, but also didn't feel comfortable saying anything about it because of who was telling them and his power in the company. I'm not saying that makes them right or wrong. I'm just saying that I can Vince had the power over everybody. And some people are not going to feel comfortable, obviously, reporting Vince McMahon when he is doing all of this. Should they have? Probably, definitely. But, that doesn't mean, it doesn't always work like that. It just doesn't. I hope people also understand that is like, yeah, they should have just the same way that they, you know, I don't know. They should have. They should have.
I'll put it like this: we are not in the business of naming names because we are not the one. We're not making allegations. We don't know any of this. We only know what's been reported. We only know what's in the lawsuit. In terms of names, we can only speak to the names that were implicated or heavily implied. I can't sit here and tell you person X, person Y, person Z should be tossed out, whatever it is. Neither of us can and neither of us should. I understand that people have their feelings about who should or shouldn't be there. There's an investigation in place. There is hopefully going to
Yeah,
be,
but they gotta.
my point being, we cannot be the ones to hurl so and so and so and so new because we don't know
Yes.
any of this. And we unfortunately would implicate ourselves or open ourselves up to further scrutiny should we speak out of school, as they say. We
Yes.
can't do that.
We we don't know who knew. Like we don't, and we don't outside of Laurinaitis, who was named, and Brock, who was heavily implied and alleged. Otherwise, we don't know. We don't know where they were in the company ranking. And again, that's why I go ahead, Joel.
That being said, you brought up what Kylie had said. They need to figure out how far this ran down and where the rot existed and persisted. That is 100% yes, agreed with, and that is part of an investigation that hopefully turns up at least the beginning of names or the beginning of who's involved and who's implicated.
This investigation can't be some type of just sham investigation that apparently they ran last time, because where was all of this in the last investigation where it's like, okay, we investigated, he's paying everything back, and then this comes out. Clearly your investigation wasn't that great. Here's what we also do know is Triple H and Stephanie didn't want Vince back. they didn't want him back. He came back because he just had the power to do it. You know, we're gonna talk about the media because um we have the Rumble on Saturday, and they're gonna likely have a press conference after it. Triple H is likely going to be part of that press conference. I think that I'm very positive that based on who I know is there, questions will be asked.
Yep.
I feel confident about that. I could be wrong, but I feel confident about that based on who I know is there. I hope they ask, you voted to not have Vince back. Why was that your vote? Did you know anything? Like, and I see why Soulball, I can't comment on that. I fully expect it's an investigation matter. This question is not even an investigation. You're asking, why did you vote like that? That is and maybe he still will no comment on, like, my reasons for voting are my own personal belief that I thought that he should just stay away. That's still an answer, though. A non-answer is an answer. I saw Bix tweet that. Sorry if you're blocked or Bix's account is locked. But I saw Bix, like, it is. It's the same thing we do with Tony Khan when Tony Khan is asked about CM Punk and he's like, no comment, can't comment on it. That's still an answer. I get, like, it's a non-answer, but that's still an answer that he won't comment on it.
Chat saying it, you still have to ask. And I go back.
Yes,
John Pollock wrote a very, very
he
interesting and
did.
very well put thread. And he's someone, he said it in the thread himself. He's someone who has more than a right to talk about this after what happened
Man,
at the UFC presser when he asked Dana White about the way that UFC fighters talk, and Dana shot him down. And and again,
that was fucking bullshit.
it was, and I think John's reflection was actually really interesting, and he said maybe I could have worded it differently. And to a point, like, he's not wrong, but at the same time, he was asking the right question. He wasn't given the opportunity to rebut or at least continue, and he had his reasons. And I'm not here to attack John Pollock. I actually very much support what he did and how he came to his question. But I want to direct you all to his thread that the basis is ask the question. Because yes, there are a lot of people here saying, oh, he's just going to say this or he's just going to say that. I don't care what you think he's going to say or what he very well might say. I'm talking about Triple H at the dais at Royal Rumble on Saturday. The fact is, you ask the questions because you show that you're listening and you want that accountability and you want it out there, that you are asking and you are looking for answers and accountability, not ignoring it entirely because you went to this kayfabe vortex of a show. There's also a very good possibility that Triple H, Paul Levesque, opens up his press conference, opens his paper up, goes through the gates, and then said, I am aware at this time that there are allegations, and I will not comment on them at this time. That being said, if you're in that room, you can still ask those questions. You can still form your questions around that. He can say no comment. He can say ongoing. He can repeat it as many times as he needs to, but he can also be aware that these outlets are focused on what's going on. And that's okay. You ask the questions. You ask the questions because those are the ones that the readership, the viewership, the fans want to know the answer to. Now, for those who were saying, I saw Steve Argentaro, who I love Steve, mentioned there is the best case scenario that there's a Wall Street Journal reporter in the room on Saturday who can ask these questions too. I personally doubt that there will be someone from WSJ. If there is, fantastic. That being said, if you are in the media and you feel comfortable and you feel confident, and I'm not going to shame you if you do not feel comfortable, because not everyone is equipped and not everyone is comfortable asking the questions, but there will be people in the room who do. If you are someone who doesn't feel comfortable or confident asking those questions, do not feel bad for not feeling like you can ask those questions. That's okay too. But I hope that a lot of our media friends take the time and effort to try and craft a question during the show, before the show, right now, whatever it is, so that you can ask that if you so feel comfortable in that room.
Yeah. I don't, please don't be mad at people who, don't ask the question. As long as someone does, if we go through this whole thing and it doesn't get asked, then be mad at everybody. Okay. But if someone, people got mad at Rich, Andrew's co-host, Rich, because he didn't ask he asked about, Tony's booking and stuff. People are looking for different content, different answers. People care about different things. Okay. Should everybody be caring about this? Yes, they 100% should. But if 3 people ask this question and he's given the same answer, then I can understand if someone else is like, all right, well, let me try to get a different answer on something else about it. But somebody's got to ask. Somebody does have to ask. Jeff is saying, could media not just band together in this, asking them over and over? Sure, I guess. But if he's going to give the same thing, then I, you are almost you are almost hurting. You're almost hurting yourself in that. If he just gives the same answer off of that, then you are almost hurting yourself because you were there to get the different kind of content that you want. And if you think you go there and you just get a non-answer, you might feel like you let yourself down, that you didn't ask a question that you should have, that you wanted to ask, that you were actually, that you wanted an answer to, when you're going to get the non things. But is it the right thing to just everyone ask the same question, frame it a different way, and you get the same answer off of it, and then you move on? Like, it's tough. It's tough, and I want people to be fair to, again, the different personalities in that room. Like, be fair to the different creators. Be fair to the different. Not saying this is right or wrong. The different content people want. Not everyone, and you should care about this. For the content some people are trying to deliver, they don't care about this to that level. It's it's a reality of it. It is. I'm not saying they don't care at all, but I'm saying if it's already been asked 3 times, then they want to ask a different question to get a different answer, to get something they can use.
When this is apropos of the different content, when WWE was not putting on great shows, and Sean and Denise, for example, Sean and Denise were doing the Raw post show, and they were not having a good time with it. And most people weren't. Steven Larson weren't. Wade Keller wasn't. When everyone that I listened to was not enjoying Raw, I took it upon myself to at least try to find some positives in Raw. I wanted to be different. I wanted to cover it differently. Raw sucked at that time. Do not get me wrong. During this period, and we're talking mid 2019, like past WrestleMania into the COVID era and all that stuff. That being said, a lot we take a different angle when all the angles are already taken, and that's what some people in that room are going to be. I've seen countless fan cams, people who are going to the show as vloggers, as fans, as people who are doing reaction watch alongs, things like that. There's no problem with that. People do that in every single sport. That's okay. They often don't get put into a press room. That's true, but we're in this kayfabe vortex known as WWE, and AEW for that matter, because both really do bring in their characters to have questions asked of them, typically in character. That being said, Joel being the anti Alex Pulaski, I was trying, I really was. That being said, the talent in that room, that's what's going to be interesting, is how the talent are approached. I wouldn't be surprised if most people are respectful of their time in terms of not asking about the allegations, but it's entirely possible. If they are directly connected or have commented positively about Vince McMahon, they may be fair game. I see people in the chat saying that, there has been talk about sticking to Rumble only. At WWE media events, most likely, yes. And that's something that Sean's talked about before when the initial allegations came out and people were saying, oh, why aren't you asking Bianca Belair about, the Vince McMahon allegations? And time and a place. And the time and a place really does exist in this conversation, in that the post Royal Rumble press conference will be the time and the place when you can try to ask these questions. Doing it on Media Row when people are more talking about the show and all of that, that's going to be the time for the show questions, the wrestling's TV show questions, and that's okay. Again, it's time and a place.
Gunther was on Busted Open Radio this morning, and he wasn't asked about anything. And I don't know. I don't know what you can ask. I do know what you can ask talent. Talent is, probably just gonna no comments. And, does that mean you shouldn't ask? No, you should ask just, what do you think? You worked with Vince McMahon. Did you have any idea of this? Again, you probably know the answer, but there's nothing wrong in asking the question. Like there's not. And then you move on. I also understand like, there's I also understand if you don't want to ask because you want to focus on the Rumble and because you don't want to get this person in, you know, get this person involved in something and then it becomes adversarial, which, at some point maybe it has to. It's tough. Like I hope people just truly understand that. Like it's very easy to sit here behind a keyboard or whatever, just be like everybody should be asked, everybody knew, everybody this, everybody that, and it's like it's not always that simple. It's really not. Like it's just not. Like DJ Duke saying asking talent is weird though. It is just kind of like it's an awkward thing. Like you know, Gunther, yeah, like you ask Gunther, wait, Gunther wasn't named. He nothing. There's nothing there for. It's weird.
Yeah, all
It's
Gunter did was slap Matt Riddle backstage.
no Matt Riddle slapped him.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I try to bring a little levity, folks. I'm sorry. Once in a while, we need the laugh.
Like I don't think it's as simple, especially when it comes to talent, as like ask everybody everything type of thing. Like you can ask people. I think that if it was somebody who worked close with Vince and has spoken highly of Vince in the past, and they have a certain relationship with Vince, fine. If they're just a wrestler and like obviously they worked with Vince, but like what are you supposed to ask some of these people? Like it just makes it awkward. It makes it's yeah. It's tough. It's tough. And I hope people just understand that there's different there's different mindsets, there's different creators, there's different goals. And in some instances, you got to be okay with that. In other instances, I can understand of like, no, ask this question. But in some instances, you got to be okay with that.
There are four things I'm going to cover that have been asked in chat that I made a note of, but I also want to point out, sorry, not to be self-deprecating, but in the grand room of media and coverage, we are nothing. Dave Meltzer was on CBC in Canada talking about the allegations in the story. And that was the only time I've seen someone in our wrestling media world do anything about this or discuss this. Dave is often someone that's called upon when it comes to discussion of allegation. Asking the questions from our world, it doesn't go nearly as far as asking the questions in Wall Street Journal's world, CNBC's world. We talked about this with the media rights. It's a similar conversation. There are people who get these stories because they're huge and they are going to be broken by a major media outlet. That's not to say that we don't ask the questions. Again, we do. The coverage is different. So I want to get to a few points. Someone asking, could they cancel the press conference? Can they? Yes. Will they? I doubt it, because that makes things look even worse.
Yeah.
And again, at 11 p.m. on a Saturday night, big media is not watching this. They're not covering this. This is a very for the wrestling talent. This is very much for the wrestling world. Sorry, I'm just doing that. Okay. Coaching talent to discuss this. A very common thing. The PR for WWE can absolutely bring this up to them and talk to them, coach them through what the talking points. It happens. It's common. How many times do we have MLW stars on who openly read their talking points in front of us to promote the company? Shout out to Gene Snitsky. He did do that with us, but that is common. And for them to be coached and given their talking points, that happens. That's okay. That's what PR and that's what the media side of WWE are there for. Someone asked if they could credential, take away credentials or say no to credentialing, say TMZ, Wall Street Journal, so and so. Can they? Yes. Would they? Probably not, unless they've really poorly portrayed WWE in an unfair light. In a situation like this, you don't say no just because you don't want them there. You say yes because they're still covering the events. They're still covering the show. The people that they say no to, very few people these days, and that's not a shot at anyone. It's just they say yes to credentialing very different people out there, different creators, different journalists, different media members. It all just comes down to how your coverage of WWE is. In other words, do you do it? It's not about whether you do it positively or negatively or fairly or unfairly. There is a point, obviously, but typically they'll say yes if you are commonly doing WWE content for your site. And then finally, are they asked not to ask? When we receive TNA talent, we are commonly told to keep it to TNA questions because a lot of these wrestlers also work the independents or they work elsewhere or they have experience elsewhere. We're asked to keep it to TNA, and that's okay. We can abide by that. Someone mentioned that John Cena is on, I think, Good Morning America or one of those morning shows this morning. That's great. They're not asking about it. It's very possible that someone said, hey, we're not talking about this today. And then you play that game. There is a delicate game that does exist in media about what you can and can't ask, or do me a favor and I'll ask one back. Favors are unfortunately a very common thing in this world outside of not just wrestling media, just in all forms of work. And this is one of those I owe you one moments potentially where they said, hey, we're not going to ask, because John Cena was at the birthday party. There are photos out there. He's had a very, very, very tight relationship with Vince McMahon. He could easily be asked, what are your thoughts and all that? But it's possible that John's PR team, WWE's PR team, whoever it is, said, can we not do that? And they decided to play ball on the other side. And that's okay, because it's all about covering what you're there to cover. So this is, again, the weirdness of coverage is that it's never easy. But yeah, I don't know if you want to add to any of this.
No, like this is the John Cena thing. I see it was on Good Morning America and he wasn't asked, and we don't know what that conversation is behind the scene. We don't know of, hey, don't ask about this. If you ask, you're going to get a non-answer and you're going to upset us. And so they're like, all right, well, we're going to get a non-answer. We're going to upset them. Then let's not ask about it. Why risk any of that? We don't know, especially when it's a level of a star of a John Cena, right? Like, especially when it's on something like Good Morning America. But Cena's a guy that has a very close relationship with Vince McMahon. You mentioned the birthday party things. Cena's a guy who I would feel more comfortable asking than a guy like Gunther. The relationship is different, but we don't know the conversation that happens behind there. Again, it's a tough balance with things. When let's stick on to the press conference. One, I think they'll have it. Two, we got to remember that Triple H doesn't do the Tony Khan press conference. He's not going to sit there for an hour and answer every single question. He answers 5, maybe 6, and then he gets out of there. So if you're going to ask this question, and again, I feel confident. I hope I'm right. I feel confident based on who I know is there. The question will be asked. And I also kind of feel confident it'll be asked multiple times. And this is where it goes to, okay, are they going to spend all 6 questions on this? I don't know. But you do have to, again, remember that he's not going to sit there and just answer questions all night. He's going to answer about 5 or 6 questions. I think it'll be asked. I think it'll be asked twice. Will it be asked after that? I guess it just depends on the answer he's going to give. And it's very possible. And I hope even if he does this, if he does really read like a little statement, we're aware of the allegations, we're aware of the lawsuit, we can't comment. it's a legal matter. I hope he's still asked, and make him say it again. I hope he's asked of, you did not vote to bring him back. Why? Why not? Because that is a Triple H question. That is not a that is not a
Cody Rhodes
lawsuit
question.
legal. Well, yes, but that's not a legal matter. You
Yeah.
know, that's why. What in your brain made you say no? Don't want this guy back around. You know, and before that didn't seem like a big deal. It didn't seem like it was a thing because, well, he ended up coming back anyway. And, you know, the past lawsuits are the past lawsuits. They settled and all of this stuff. Now it's a news topic again. So now it's worth asking that question again. So hopefully it's asked. Hopefully hopefully it's handled well by the media. But again, please try to be respectful to also the media. Like if they go up there and nobody asks, then we'll have a different conversation on Monday. And
Yeah.
I'll call out some of my friends of like, why wasn't, maybe they didn't get a microphone, I don't know, but I will ask why it wasn't asked, and I'll ask people who are there why it wasn't asked. But you know,
I want to
I'm
bring this up
hoping.
too. Sorry, not to cut you off. There is also a reality that our friends talk. Our friends in that room also all talk, and our friends in that room often correspond with each other as to, should I ask it this way? Should I ask it that way? We do collaborate. We do ask each other if this is the right question or if this is the way it should be phrased. Jeremy and I did that. We do that when we in some of our cases for our interviews. How do we, how should we frame this, or how should we approach this topic or question? That's something that will happen in that room. And I think it was a Jeff Valley Driver saying earlier, why doesn't everyone get together and bombard or work together on this? This is one of those things where it will be a few of our colleagues will collaborate on the type of questions that will be asked, because they'll have their way of approaching it. Others might have a different way. Respectfully, there will be different ways to ask the question. That's always the hardest part, is how do you ask the question to get the answer that you are hoping for or satisfied with? Because if you flat out say anything that immediately discusses the lawsuit, the allegations, anything like that, it will get shut down, most likely because of the ongoing investigation. However, like Jeremy's saying, you ask about the board vote, and you ask about that, that's not in the lawsuit, that's not in the application. That begins to open up at least a little bit more insight into someone's mindset when this all started, or when this has been ongoing. I'm going to bring up this super chat from Bear Hudson. Love your work on Ring of Honor, by the way. The press scrum should be about the WWE talent and their moment and the winners who won. Let's not take away their moment of winning the Rumble. And again, this is fair. This is the kayfabe vortex that I continue to talk about. There are going to be some talent who come in and they're going to be nervous as hell because they understand that there is a possibility that someone does decide to ask about this investigation and these allegations. They will hopefully be coached, or at least be prepped for that, or someone's flat out going to shut it down. And again, that's also a possibility. Whether you ask is up to you, but you also do want to be cognizant of the fact that, yeah, this is a big moment for them in a career point, and that this is the beginning of their WrestleMania moment. So I defer to you, Jeremy, if you have anything to add.
I think Cody Rhodes is definitely winning the Royal Rumble because he will handle this like a true pro.
VP style, he's going to put on his glasses,
he will
pull out a piece of paper, say yeet.
He'll know how to handle this. It's again, when it comes to the Rumble winner and everything, I don't know. Depending on who it is, let's say it's Cody Rhodes. What do you ask? Just what are your thoughts on the allegations? And then I assume all these people have been told no comment. Like, I assume all of that. Doesn't mean you still can't ask. Again, doesn't mean you still can't ask. Ask it. But I just don't know how you frame it to Cody Rhodes of what are, and bringing this up, unless you just ask about Vince outright of like, hey, what was your relationship like with Vince? Then you're putting Cody in an awkward position, which is fine, of I like Vince, but that's where the talent's got to understand of just if I'm a talent, if I'm WWPR, I don't care how the question is framed. If the word Vince McMahon is in the question, I'm saying no comment.
Yeah.
I don't care if it is framed of, hey, Vince brought you back in the company. What did you think of him then? No comment. No comment on anything Vince McMahon. That's what I would do. Like if I'm the talent. Because if you're framing it around the lawsuit and the allegations, the answer is that most likely going to be no comment. And again, this is where it comes to different people's form of content. If it's Cody Rhodes up there, most people are probably going to ask about the story. And you won the Rumble. You're going to finish the story. Do you think you're in the third inning? Type of thing. It's tough. Yeah, I hope people understand that it's not as black and white when you're trying to go up there, especially when the talent side. Talent who not named, not implicated, nothing, may have not known anything. And then you're trying to press upon them this stuff of like, what did you know? Like, well, they might, that is when it is a legal matter. It is an investigative matter. It's so weird. It's tough. It's tough. Triple H should be the one fielding these questions. That's the person you got to ask these questions to. And again, if it's somebody who knows had a good relationship with Vince, but I don't think anybody up there is gonna be that person. Cody might be the closest, but anybody else, they've obviously had a relationship with Vince, but ain't going to dinner with him. It's not somebody who said he's a father figure or anything. It's I don't know. It's just let's be mad about things after the press conference instead of trying to be mad about things before the press conference.
I'm trying to think of who's going to be on the dais. Paul Levesque will be there. Cody Rhodes if he wins the Rumble.
The Rumble winners, you would assume.
The Rumble winners. So let's say we'll talk about the Rumble a little bit later, but let's say Becky Lynch or Bayley. Let's say they win the Rumble. Roman Reigns is probably
Roman ain't fucking showing up to that thing. Maybe
They've done it
Heyman.
before. Heyman.
Yeah.
Well, Roman's shown up before. I guess he did.
Roman has shown up and been like, acknowledge me.
He did. He did the. I'm thinking back to the WrestleMania one where he really did a good job with that.
Yeah.
People are saying Punk. I don't know if Punk's going to do it this time around. I think.
Well, if he wins the Rumble.
Right. Okay. So we'll add him to the list. Yeah. I'm thinking of who's. Oh, Logan Paul absolutely will be part of that scrum. He loves doing that stuff.
He's done a scrum before.
Hasn't he?
No.
I'm almost certain he has.
I think so.
He would have fun at that. They'll set up his next opponent. LA Knight, yeah. We'll see. But I'm just thinking of who will be on the dais and who will be the person to talk. I love someone's like, if there's muffins, CM Punk will be there. It's always a low-hanging fruit that gets me. Someone had mentioned, as a question, you can ask about plans for Brock Lesnar and how those if those were on the table without getting into implications, allegations, because that is a good question to ask. That is something that, in storyline.
It's a Triple H question.
That is a Triple H question. There was thought, and so, credit to Sean Ross Sapp. This is the only time in my life where I've said, I hope his flight gets delayed, which I really hope it does not. But Sean has said many times, if it does, he's going to turn around and come back and join the presser. With all that in mind, that's a question Sean would ask, is about our reporting on Brock Lesnar and whether or not he was planned to come back, or if there was talk about bringing him back and all that, without getting anything else. So, our plans. Well, you can't ask our plans scrap for Brock Lesnar, but you can bring up Brock in a way that's more related to his on-air appearances than anything else. And that's a good question to ask, because that opens up again more of the dialogue surrounding where we're at. This is really interesting because you and I get to sit here and talk about the breadth of the conversation, the breadth of the media side of things, whereas others might not be there. So there's a lot on the table here. I'm cautiously optimistic that we will have a good Royal Rumble show and that the press conference will also yield some positive results in terms of coverage. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Fuck Vince McMahon. they were completely wrong for when the allegations came out last year for going out there and leading that chant.
Oh, good.
A lot of us said it at the time. I it's it was bad then, it's bad now, it's worse now. We got to I don't know what action's going to take. I don't one you got to get rid of him. I don't think that's up for debate. And you got to do a real investigation. Not, I don't even think it should be an internal bring an outside party out on this and get rid of everybody who knew everything. I agree with you, Jeff Valley Driver. Everyone knows how I feel about Brian Danielson, by the way. Way too many people were comfortable saying, oh, well, Vince was a father figure to me and great with me. Danielson's one of them. And as much as I love Danielson, I always thought that was like, mm, at least read the room on
We
that. Like, I'm sure he was nice to you, but like, dude seems like a complete asshole.
we've said this before about other stories, and again, this is not in defense of anybody. Our experiences are our own,
Yeah.
and the way that we discuss our experiences are going to be vastly different than the way they are reported in today versus yesterday versus last month versus last year. Again, hindsight, for all I know, Danielson's walking around this morning saying like, "Ah, shit," or he's walking around saying, my experience is my experience, and I hold that, and that's okay. People have called Vince McMahon a father figure for years. Kevin Nash has done that, and he called him a father figure and said that, at a time when he was at his lowest, Vince was there, and so on and so forth. There is a level of humanity to a person. I'm not gonna, again, everything about this lawsuit sucks and is disgusting. But there is a part of me. There is an empathetic part of me that thinks about the mindset of someone, the psyche of someone. And I don't want people to misinterpret what I'm about to say. There was the Playboy article. There's a very well-known story. It's the crushed leaves story. Again, if you want to look it up, you can. It's not safe for work. But a story like that gives you a little bit of insight into the mind of someone who does something like this. There's a lot there. There's a lot mentally there. And I'm not a shrink, and I'm not here to shrink Vince McMahon, and I will never be qualified to do that. At least not now. But there's a lot that you can take from stories like that come out. I'm not going to positively humanize someone who is facing these allegations, but I will put it out there that there's so much more in this story that it will come out that will be tough to hear and tough to listen to, but it is how it is. That's the only way I can put it. It is what it is, because people have their experiences, and that's it. Kate sent us a super chat. Thank you, Kate. It's good to see you. Proud to work for Fightful and the men who go out of their way to protect me, including the two on screen. They never make it about them, so I will. I mean, I texted you last night and I made it about me, so who am I? But Kate, we appreciate you. And everyone who works with us here, man, we're all stuck with this shit sandwich together. And so we may as well all support each other when we can. It is what it is. This sucks. It is. So here we are.
I really hope they just take a full on investigation and clean house of a lot of people, because it clearly goes beyond Vince. Stuff has got to be looked at, and true action has got to be taken with this. We knew Vince McMahon was horrible. We knew it from the allegations previously. We knew it from the way he forced himself back onto the board. We probably even knew it before that, because look at the stuff he even did on television, how he would degrade women on television. Like, all the signs were there. People call them out on it. Then other people are like, oh, it's a TV show. It's fine. But like, it was all there. To now read a lot of this, it's makes it that much worse. It's apologies. Uh just I hope they just do the right thing when it comes to this. Just do the right thing on this stuff. Handle it, and then I don't want to say move forward and like forget about it. Move forward in the sense of make it a good environment and make it a place where everyone feels comfortable, and make it environment where wrestling and the on-screen product is what we're all talking about, because talking about this stuff sucks. And we'd much rather be talking about the on-screen product. So make it an environment to where that is what we do focus on. Or if someone punches someone backstage, that's fine too. But
Come
make
on,
make it
Phil. What are you up to this weekend? Come on, Phil. 10
make it.
years.
Scott saying busted open talk to Kofi. Should they ask the question? I mentioned they talked to Gunther and they didn't ask. I busted
Sorry,
open as
they're also live on location. They're
yeah.
also directly dealing with WWE PR. They are in a different world right now for all intents and purposes. So I will give Busted Open some grace on this.
I think if Busted Open hasn't talked about it at all, that's a little lame. Like, all right, you got WWE wrestlers on your show, fine. You don't have to ask them about that. If PR has said, hey, don't ask about this, you're going to get a no comment, then they're probably not going to ask about it because they know they're going to get a no comment. But that doesn't preclude you or prevent you from not talking about it on your show.
Yeah.
And maybe they talked about it. Yeah. No, they wouldn't have talked about it yesterday because it came out after afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. I was sitting at my desk and I was like, oh, this is going to be an interesting few hours. Glassdoor Gamer sends a super chat saying, you guys spoke about the hard stuff and Busted Open punted in the weeds over Busted Open. Listen, the second half of the conversation, absolutely. We will take that. But like we were just saying, Busted Open, they are live and on location in Tampa at the Rumble. They have a lot of people there who are playing a different game. And I mean that with all due respect. And they're probably going to talk about it at a different time. This is not something that they would ignore. I don't think that Dave LaGreca and that team shy away from some of these topics, but they're in a different place covering a show that's about to happen with a lot of different talent. So that's what.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you don't address it today, I'm not saying it goes away. Again, it shouldn't, but we know how the media cycle works.
That's true.
Rumble's gonna happen, and then it's like, oh, now we got to talk about Rumble. Now we got to talk about Road to WrestleMania. You got to address it when it happens. This is what happened. The wife and I were having this conversation of like when Triple H did the initial vote, and Vince initially came as.
Oh, you froze. That's what happened. We'll come back to Jeremy in just a second.
Good. Okay.
You're back.
All right. When the initial vote came out and Triple H and Stephanie didn't want him back, that was like early January when when Vince forced himself back in, Stephanie left, went away, and then the vote happened and all of that happened then, right? Well, the next time they were really in front of the media was Rumble press conference. No one asked about it then. No one asked about it because it'd been 3 weeks and people were just like, oh, Vince is back. This happened. Okay, let's move on. Again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but it's just how a lot of things work. It's almost an out of sight, out of mind thing. It happened. A bunch of other stuff happened in between those 3 weeks. And so everyone just lost focus of it. So if you're not going to talk about it today, after everything came out yesterday, you're bringing it back out 3 days later, it feels a little hollow. Or you're probably just going to move on anyway.
You make a very good point, and I can't refute those because yes. So I do. You know what? You're right. I do hope that they bring them up. I do hope they discuss them. My point was really that they are physically on the ground right now, and it's tough to have those conversations. So I hope that because they have a 24-hour channel at this point, I hope that someone who's at home and not at the show actually discusses them and has a proper conversation because it's a very important conversation. Others are having it. There is no reason why this particular show shouldn't be doing it too.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I don't think Vince is coming out tomorrow night. I want to just touch on this really, really quickly. Similar cycle of toxic stuff emerges from the video game industry, has to be addressed, but then you also have to cover the new game that is coming out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and again, you have to talk about it if you have a morning show or whatever, like you're an opinion, like you got to address this stuff, especially if you're a morning show or even if you're a review show. I know, like, sure, I assume you and Cresta did not talk about this last night, Joel. You're an Impact review show. Doesn't have anything to do with Impact. I assume y'all didn't mention it. I don't know if the ROH guys mentioned. I think SP3 was filling in.
I don't think they did either. I
Okay.
honestly, anything that we mentioned was very much like today sucked, but today's episode of Impact was great. So that was as far as we got.
Right, y'all don't. That's not y'all's show. You don't need to mention it. A show like us, a show like Busted Open, I do think, and Sean has done this before. Like if it's a Raw review show, you probably got to talk about it because it is about WWE and everything. If it's an AEW review show, you maybe don't have to talk about it. The the point about like the news moves on, it's like it does, and I'm part of this. Trying to figure out how to best word this. It does, but that doesn't mean people don't care. Okay?
This is what we were talking about almost an hour ago, by the way. That this story will exist, this story will live beyond the media cycle, and people who are covering it, people who are writing about it, and people who are doing anything around it will continue to keep tabs on it and report on it based on anything that comes out in the media or based on anything that comes out in a lawsuit or anything like that. It doesn't die on Saturday nights. This is what I was saying.
No,
When I said there will be bad
I think
faith
froze.
takes,
Somebody
that's what
froze.
oh, you're back. That's what I was saying about bad takes coming out today, saying like, you know, yesterday they cared. Today they're focused on SmackDown. Saturday they'll only care about the Rumble. No, that's not it. Two things can be true at the same time. Will we be focused on SmackDown tonight? Yes. Will we be focused on Royal Rumble, Collision, and Rampage tonight? I guess people will talk about. Oh, but my point being, will we be talking about the television? Yes. But will we be talking about the story moving forward? Yes. As information is made available and comes out, we will be keeping tabs on these and we will be having these conversations. Will they be the thumbnail of these videos? Not necessarily, but they will exist in conversations. They will always be there.
They will, but this is also why you got to address it immediately because there is the reality that it could very well be lost because of all the television, because of the way the news cycle works and everything. This is why you do have to do. I saw SP3 say like they discussed it because on a Dynamite show because it broke an hour before. Like, yeah, I get that. I get doing it that way. This is why you do have to discuss it the next day, whenever your next show is. Essentially, discuss it then and continue to discuss it as the story evolves. But also understand that there are just going to be other things going on. There are other things happening that still need to be covered. SmackDown is going to have to be covered tonight. The actual Rumble itself is going to have to be covered. If you don't want to watch these shows, if you want to watch AEW, if you don't want to watch any wrestling, I completely understand that. I completely support that. I respect it. I get it. Please understand that just because people were, I don't want to say mad, but people were like, why don't you have a comment on this? I don't have a comment on it because like yesterday when it broke, right? People want to get jokes off, people want to comment, people want to react, good or bad. Even if it is like fuck Vince McMahon, people like comment, 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 comment. Other stuff is happening in, I'll speak for me personally. Other stuff is happening in my world to where I'm not dropping everything to get off tweets. I don't tweet that much anyway, unless it's a bit. So like I had other things to worry about. I had other things to do. It doesn't mean I don't care. It means that I got to keep producing news. Again, it doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean that if somebody else wrote a different article or talked about something else, if they decided to tweet about basketball, doesn't mean they don't care. People want to break from this stuff sometimes. Quit projecting feelings on people just because they are not reacting to it the way you think they should be reacting to it. It's horrific. It's deplorable. Fuck Vince McMahon. Just because I didn't tweet that yesterday or other people didn't tweet that yesterday does not mean that they do not care.
I don't know how many times we have to say Twitter is not real life on the show, but social media is not real life. And just because you're not outwardly always saying it doesn't mean it's not outwardly always true. It's after this show, I will probably do my edits to the audio, get things sweetened up, and post it, and then I will probably go and take a ride, go somewhere, take a walk, go somewhere. I'll pick up my kid from daycare. I will think about, but I won't be tweeting about it. I'm online, but I'm not exclusively online. So yeah, that's important. The Glassdoor Gamer sent us said, I don't think this will move on. It's high profile. And it won't. Will it be the top story of every single news outlet moving forward? Not necessarily. There will be other top stories. That's the way it goes. It will shuffle down the card. Just like winning a match and gaining momentum, you go up and down the card based on what is important in the story. This story is important, but it's not going to be the top story for every single night moving forward. There will be other stories, but we will still be keeping track of it. We will still be talking about it because it's still important.
Case in point.
Yes.
We've discussed this for an hour.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs down on this story. Thumbs up on this video. We've been discussing this for an hour. There you go. Thumbs up. I don't know what else we can add. I don't have much more to say.
Yep.
Outside of, again, everything I've kind of said. So, chat, and we have a large audience today. I figure I know why. But we had certain things planned for today's show. I don't think we're gonna do one of them, sadly, because now we kind of only have like an hour. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But one thing we did have planned that I 100% wanted to do with everyone. A very loyal audience, very fun audience. One thing I wanted to do with our audience is everyone does a Rumble pool. Not everyone, but a lot of people do a Rumble pool, right? Want to do a Rumble pool with everybody. So 30 entries. All right. What are you laughing at, Joel?
Louis calling out a eating contest.
Yeah. 30 entries for the Rumble pool. You're gonna get the number. That's your number for the men's and the women's Royal Rumble. Okay. And then the winner, I'll buy you a t-shirt from, if you don't want to support WWE right now, I get that. If you want an AEW shirt, if there's an independent wrestler you want to support,
TNA shirt, MLW shirt, Pro Wrestling t-shirt, whatever, man.
As long as it's not like $50, let's try
to
keep it.
Get that $112 Don Callis shirt where the proceeds go partially to Mel Coleman.
No. Keep it in the range of $20 to $30. I understand after taxes and everything, but like paying for shipping and stuff, but like t-shirt, okay? Yeah, get an Ali Albright shirt.
Sure. It's great.
Whatever you want to support. And if you do want to get a WWE shirt, if you want to get a Kevin Owens shirt, that's fine too.
Of course.
So, Rumble pool. The way to enter this Rumble pool. Now, we got a lot of people in the chat. I feel bad kind of limiting it to 30 people. I will say that.
Welcome to the Royal Rumble. Not everyone gets a shot, Jeremy. Not everyone gets a participation.
You got to declare quickly.
That's
everybody. Right. Hey, yeah, if you leave a super chat, I'll guarantee your entry into this thing.
That's true. Any amount. It could be $2 super, whatever. You will get in if you super chat your way in. We will use money as a front of the line access.
You can be bribed to be in.
No, don't do that's the wrong word now. We've already gone off the realm. I'm sorry.
All right. If you want to be in the Royal Rumble pool, leave a What should we make? What should we make the leave a fuck Vince McMahon in the chat. And
No,
you
no, you can't, because then half
okay.
of those won't actually make it past the filter. We will see it, but mods won't, and it'll just no. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got to do something
Fine.
else.
Fine. Leave
Just declare. Just write the word declare. DECLARE. Declare.
declare Rumble pool. I'm gonna make y'all type some stuff.
Wow, you're really going. I mean, listen, Louis already brought his way in. I declared
He's declared bankruptcy.
It counts.
All right, declare Rumble pool.
Oh my gosh.
You got to put it all there. Got to put it all there. And if you leave money, guaranteed entry. All
so
right, Joel.
30 of you leave like, oh, I have to do this?
You got to.
What are we doing? I know. Shit. You're gonna have to carry the show while I do this then.
All right. It's the first 30, Joel. It's the first 30.
Thanks.
So you gotta
declare Rumble pool, not just declare. That's
declare
okay.
Declare Rumble pool. Yep.
All right. And if you send a super chat, you can get in on
skip the line. You automatically if you send a super chat, you're the person who comes out on television and declares. That everybody else, you're just randomly drawn, like but not fully randomly, like like how it's gonna work this week is like only 8 people have friggin' declared for this Royal Rumble. All right, so Joel's getting this stuff together. All right, so we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this. You're gonna get a number. You're gonna get a number off of this. We'll do that kind of at the end of the show. So you got to stick around, everybody. You got to stick around to the end of the show to get your number. We will have the numbers. We'll have the master list of the number as well. And so when you're watching, if your person wins,
good God, these people who
look at all this.
Super chat.
People like us.
God bless. Oh, I'm getting y'all, I swear. Keep going.
People like us. So wanted to do a Rumble pool. Wanted to try to give back to the audience because you guys support us and hang out with us 3 days a week, and we really appreciate that. So hopefully we can make the Rumble a little bit more fun as well. So if you're watching and number 23 comes out and it's unfortunately Akira Tozawa, and it's like, oh, I don't think that that one's going to be messed up or winning this one, not winning this Rumble pool. But 23 comes out and it's Cody Rhodes. It's like, oh man, here we go. Maybe I'm going to win. I'm going to win a t-shirt. So hopefully I have a little bit more fun with the Rumble as well. The other idea that I had, I don't even want to say it, but you know what? I'm going to try to pull it off.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
All right. I'm listening to this. I'm still writing names down. So
I know. I'm going to try to pull this off, everybody. I'm not going to say it because I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try to pull this off. All right. So I need to craft a message here. Who does everybody think that you shouldn't doubt the power of Tozawa? Thumbs up. Who's everybody picking for the Rumble? Oh, let's address this. We talked about it on Wednesday. The Sports Illustrated report.
The Joel was right report.
Partially right.
Joel. Mostly right. No, I was mostly right.
I mean, do you know the full story?
In regards to?
I mean that just I guess
he got worked.
Yeah. I don't even know if we'll say you're right. That's fine.
Yes.
But it appears the Royal Rumble story about Punk and Cody, Gunther winning the Rumble, facing Seth. It seems like that might not have been full on the up and up. It seems like it was maybe one person who said that, and then it got ran with, and it was kind of like Joel said, a vibe check, or they were just kind of projecting storylines based on Monday's Raw and everything. Opens it back up, right? I said it yesterday on Spotlight. I still think it's Cody. I think it's Cody's to lose. I think Rock and Roman is next year, and and Cody's gonna win this year and potentially win the Rumble or potentially win the title at WrestleMania this year, or lose and go into a depression and be part of vignettes and skits with Brandy and Pharaoh, which I think is much better. As Scott's saying, Diamond Hands. Jensen should adopt the don't flinch. Like he should. Forget the Diamond Hands thing. He should adopt the don't flinch. Just put it on a t-shirt. Jensen will buy it because it's more Cody merch for him to use. Like you should do it. I think it'd be great. You got everybody, Joel?
I hope so.
Do we got 30?
Hold on, I got to transfer these to sheets.google.com. So many people. How many people do we have? Actually, yes, I have 30 on the dot. Good for
really?
Me. Yeah, right. I literally just went to check because I've been adding stars for those who sent super chats.
Okay.
By the way, thank you to Louis and to Professor and to Scott Barrett and to King Potat. That's Andrew Zarian's friend, right? The one who gave him the potato. That's him. Cody Wills. I do count this because he did say it in the chat that he was gonna, and he also sent a super chat earlier that we're gonna get to in a minute. And NYU's 99. Thank you all for your super chats. You are in this whole thing, along with a plethora of other people who have declared.
Okay, well now you got to send me the list.
Now I have to send you the list.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna send you the sheet here.
Okay, that's fine. All right, and then at the end of the show, we'll draw the numbers. Yeah. All right. We'll draw the numbers at the end of the show. Thank you for declaring. Thank you for leaving some super chats. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. And again, possibility you get a t-shirt out of this.
Good for you.
Get a t-shirt.
I hope you all will.
Cough is killing me today. Thank God I go to the doctor. Doctor's appointment today. Everybody gonna find out what's wrong with me. I don't know how much time they got.
I hope you got plenty left because we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. All right, everybody. All right. But Joel, what'd you make of the Sports Illustrated stuff? Now that you can speak.
So I did find it interesting that that Justin did put out the retraction at the time that he did. No shade towards Justin. There was probably no other time that he could do this, but he got it out there. I said it from the get-go. It read like a vibe check. It read like an analysis piece. It read like a mixture of things that were told to me and things that were said. And I'm not reporting, but I am analyzing, but it feels like I'm reporting. It was a very confusing story. And then we found out that he said it as I was given wrong information. And I kind of said as, he was told a bunch of stuff that felt like, again, we're going to see how the public reacts to this, how the wrestling fandom reacts to this. And it was mostly not positive. So saw this. Actually, Jeff Valley Driver in our chat, he was the one who sent it to me. Said, "Hey, I don't know if you saw this. I did see it, and I put it up there, and here we are." It makes sense. It makes sense that this was not the case, and it makes everything that we've been talking about make sense in that the way that this whole WrestleMania build looks, it's not the way that the original article was being like. It didn't make sense. The way that it's been talked about for the last few months, that makes more sense. So looked at it, saw it. Glad that the retraction was made. I hope that in the future, Justin kind of triple checks this, even though he trusted this particular source, double, triple check, make sure that the people that you're talking to are the people who are giving you the right info and not just trying to potentially suss out a potential rat, mole, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, single sourcing it, not great. And I like Justin. Justin's always been kind to me. So it was unfortunate. He should have, I guess, done a little bit more due diligence there. Now we'll see how the Rumble plays out. We shall see how it all plays out, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, again, there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to watch the Rumble for obvious reasons. We just spent the last hour talking about, and that's okay. Those people will be fine. The people who decide that they're still going to watch the Rumble, I am looking forward to the show. I am going to do my best to separate what's going on and what's, in which world. And I will enjoy it to the best of my abilities. But again, it's a well-built show so far. There aren't too many holes, and WWE is working on a pretty good creative path going to WrestleMania.
It should be a fun show. It should be a fun show for the Rumble. And again, I completely understand that everybody, if you're not watching or you're watching Collision, I get that as well. But I there's intrigue in the Rumble matches. There's three top winners, right? Like it seems like it's Gunther, Punk, Cody, unless Rock comes in, everybody just eliminates themselves. And then the women, Bailey and Becky seem like the obvious ones there. I don't, past that, I don't know. I look for, I'm very interested in the layout of this Rumble. This is, I guess, technically Triple H had last year's Rumble, but Vince was like kind of back at
Yeah.
that point. But you got to do something with Jimmy and Jay, right? Like you got to feel they're going to interact in some way. How does Judgment Day fit in with this? What surprises are you bringing in there? I what other stories are you going to tell to get out of this Rumble going into WrestleMania? And there's a potential, because that's something the Rumble used to be very good at, and then it lost its way for a little while, of like the story within the Rumble. So I'm interested to see the layout and the stories they tell within the Rumble.
There are 7 men who have declared for the Rumble, unlike 30 of you that have declared for our contest. Thank you very much. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Damian Priest, and Kofi Kingston. The Kofi Kingston one was hilarious because it was just commentary saying, "Oh, BT Dubs, Kofi's in the Rumble," but everyone else is like having a big promo declaring they're going to be there. It's a big thing. Kofi's going to be here because you've seen him in every other Rumble that he's been a part of, and he'll do a thing. He'll do a spot. The rest of the people, I like that it's going to get people talking. Is there a surprise? Is there a big thing coming? Is someone going to show up that, maybe is debuting, or is there a return from injury? So on and so forth. I like that exists. My brain says, there is more of a possibility that it's just members of the undercard that are going to be in the Rumble that don't necessarily get a big shine. And that's that. But I am looking forward to the men's Rumble regardless. The women's Rumble is going to be more interesting to me. Every year it gets weirder and weirder because we only have 4 women officially announced for the Rumble, and that's Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Bayley, and Bianca Belair. And it feels like 3 of those 4 women are going to be the final 4. I feel like Jade Cargill is going to be one of the final 4 this year. That's where my brain is.
Really? So you think Jade, she's coming in? This is the debut.
I don't like it because we talked about it for so long that Jade, I didn't like to do the Jade Cargill debuts at the Rumble stuff. But at this point, you don't really have another big opportunity to introduce her, like with this many eyes, because by all accounts, not only is this is supposedly going to be the most watched Royal Rumble because A, it's on Peacock, and B, it's a big event that's got a lot of eyes on it. So this could be the moment that they make Jade the Iron Woman. If she has progressed to that point, you give her enough shine, she could be in at number, you know what? You put her in at number 1 or 2, she gets the full entrance, and you make a meal out of her appearance.
I don't know about bringing in Jade 1 or 2 and having her last the entire time.
She could do the Road Dogg 2000 trick. Remember that? Road Dogg riding under the ropes in the turnbuckles underneath. Could just do that.
I don't think that makes her look good, though.
But I don't literally mean that, but I'm saying she doesn't need to be in the action all the time. That's kind of the beauty of the Royal Rumble, is that you have eventually a ring fills up and people are, not getting blown up as quick.
I don't think that makes her look good if you do something like that. No. If she's going to come in, I think bringing her in at 30, do kind of the clear the house spot with her, and then like she gets eliminated as the bottom as one of the last 4 or something like that. I think you could possibly do something like that, but I don't think you can do her at 1 or 2 and then lasting for the ways.
We don't know how she's progressed so far.
Nah, you keep saying that, and I don't know.
What if
Nah,
Shaq is going to be in the women's rumble?
that'd be sweet. What if Shaq is going to be in the women's rumble? You know who might be in the rumble, Joel?
Who's
as
that?
I have to wait to actually load up stuff that I should have loaded.
Yeah, you should have
earlier.
done this earlier today.
Look, it's been a long day, Joel. All right.
I don't know what you've been up to. It's been a busy time for all of us.
Not talking about match. Oh no, why can't I? Oh wait, did I click the wrong thing? Oh yeah, I clicked the wrong thing.
Why do you always click the wrong thing?
I don't know, man. All right.
Listen, it's not.
All right. Sorry, everybody. You know who might be in the rumble, Joel?
Who's that? That's aggressively loud.
Connor Casey.
What's up, guys?
It's good to see your face.
How the hell are you?
Good. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I've stepped away from the wrestling world here a little bit, so always enjoy getting a message from Jeremy.
I know I miss your face, and so it's good to see you. What are you up to nowadays?
Well, I'm over with CBS Sports now. I'm actually in our downtown office as we speak.
Look at that.
Still hosting Comic Book Nation on Fridays, but as far as the wrestling coverage go, at least for now, I'm not really a part of that. I'm actually helping their trending desks, so stuff like NHL, NASCAR, and any kind of weird stories you see out there. So if you see Taylor Swift stuff on CBS Sports, that's my fault.
Everyone has one. And we got Jeremy Lambert. CBS gets you.
Wrestling sucks anyway, so why would you want to cover that?
Yesterday was a day I was like, Christ, I'm glad I don't do this right now.
Yeah, yesterday was certainly a day where you don't want to cover any wrestling. I'm glad you're doing well, Connor. If you need any Taylor Swift tips, let me know. I'll happily write some articles. She's going to the Super Bowl. And we saw that it's Taylor Swift and Eminem in the Super Bowl. So, get ready for that. You're a Chiefs fan, aren't you?
Damn right.
Yeah. So you won enough.
Something's got to go right on Sunday for it to happen. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday, the game.
People have been losing money doubting Mahomes for 6 years now.
Are you drinking a G Fuel?
No, it's a Ghost. These things look like a truck.
Thought for a minute I was gonna be like, Vinny Pacifico got to you too.
Yeah, cans look the same. All these cans look the same.
They do. They really do.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Connor. You've been eliminated.
Wow. Look at that. Just getting rid of people. Wait a minute. Does that mean you and I are the final 2 in this?
Awesome. Well, I don't know. More people might come in. You never know who's going to show up in the Royal Rumble and the in the weeds Rumble.
Here. The weedy Rumble.
You never know who's going to show up. Could be a bunch of people. Could be nobody.
Could be nobody. I would probably put our money on nobody at this point.
It could be. It could legitimately be nobody that shows up to this stupid idea that I had, and I didn't put much thought into. Didn't put enough thought into it. Truthfully, I did have a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
And then yesterday happened, and then we spent the first hour talking about the important stuff, and so it kind of messed up the bit that I was going for, but wanted to bring some levity to the show and have some fun, see if people would pop on. Most of the pals are at Media Day right now. Just send them the link and be like, hey, I know you're probably interviewing Gunther right now. You wanna jump on?
We did that to Haley. Remember when she was at SummerSlam and she was doing her best to come in?
I know. They're old.
That shitty hotel or whatever venue Wi-Fi. That's so funny. Someone had mentioned in the chat, AJ Lee as a potential for the women's rumble, and
I
kind of echo something that Sean said, and that is, if you are looking for a big surprise and the surprise that you wanted isn't going to be there, AJ Lee's a pretty good excuse to bring her out as number 30 and have an okay moment if Nia Jax is in the final 2. So what do you think? AJ Lee is a potential entrant in the Rumble.
I think AJ this would be the strongest year of the possibility, right? Because Punk is back and everything. I think people like maybe thought about it previously, but it was never really close, and she's always kind of stayed away. But Punk being back, I think is a real possibility this year. I really do.
We'll see. If not, put her in the you put her in the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania weekend.
They got to start making some Hall of Fame announcements. It's got to be Batista. Batista's got to be in the Hall of Fame.
We got Andrew Zarian in here telling us Sasha Banks going to be number 2 in the men's Rumble. That's a huge scoop, guys. Run with it. Tell all your friends, as reported on Fightful in the Weeds.
No, you're gonna get Zarian in trouble.
Andrew Zarian already is in trouble. He's texted me during the show, telling me all of his problems, telling me about his black mold house. Come on, where is he?
Don't get Andrew Zarian in trouble. We like Andrew Zarian.
We're like that one text message situation. Text stopped. To stop receiving these texts. Too bad. We're gonna keep you bringing in.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, Joel. SP3
aggressively loud.
SP3. Oh. Look, Jared Bailey's here. My God, back-to-back entries in the Weedy Rumble.
Yeah, we're really on Titan time, aren't we?
Like, what type of Rumble is this? I didn't even get like a minute.
You know, it could be 90 seconds. It could be a minute. It could be 2 seconds. It just depends on what we're doing for the day. You never know. How you doing, gentlemen?
Well, I just got the message from Jeremy. I was in the middle of lunch, so I'm eating hummus and crackers.
What is this lunch at 11 o'clock?
I'm an early rising boy. I'm hungry.
How early are you waking up these days, Jared Bailey?
Like 7:30.
I'm up at 7 and I don't eat my lunch until 1:30. What is wrong with you?
I'm a growing boy, Joe Pearl.
Growing the wrong way if you're eating at 11:30.
I'm here. I'm alive. Got my coffee. SP3, it's good to see you too. By the way,
good to see you, Jared. Haven't seen you in so long. You've been busy with the NFL season.
You know what? So I've got a busy week, but I'm very happy to be here with my wrestling friends because it's been too long since we've done anything together. Even you, Joel Pearl. I know that our frenemy relationship, it's a great thing to have. Jeremy, your Avalanche fans are throwing thongs on the ice for Nathan McKinnon. That's fun.
Brawls, yeah. McKinnon scoring 4 goals and then throwing brawls and thongs on the ice.
Yeah, no, I need to make my way to an Avalanche home game by the sights of it.
Honestly, same. I've been trying for years. One day it'll happen.
But no, I've missed you, boys.
I missed you as well, Jared Bailey. That's why I'm going to have you on. Just see who pop in. You never know who's going to pop in on the Weedy Rumble out here. SP3's here like every week. He probably should have entered number 1, but this bit was got put on hiatus because of real world happenings and everything. SP3, who's your pick for the Rumble?
Which one?
Both. I don't know.
Both.
The interspecies one, the puppy Rumble.
Punk and Bailey.
Okay. Jarrett, do you have picks?
Yeah, I think Punk's a safe bet for the men's. I think probably the same as SP3's actually. If it's not Punk, I would say Gunther. But I think
why are you guys hating on Cody?
I've seen that story. I've seen the story. I don't care if you. That's the whole thing with him, guys. They're not going to finish the story this year because that's all Cody's got. That's all Cody's got to them.
Look at SP Barrasso over here.
Yes, that's all they got for him. That's all they got for him. They want to prolong the story. Justin has reliable sources. It was me. It was me all along.
You can eliminate
SP3's been eliminated from the Weedy Rumble.
He yelled to high heaven last night on the ROH post show. Go check that out. It's actually very entertaining.
Jared, who's winning the football this weekend?
Who's winning the football this weekend?
Yeah.
The Chiefs and the 49ers.
All right. And then who's winning the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs.
All right. Oh, that's a lame answer, but good for Ted.
I know. I'm sorry.
Does she get a ring? If they win, does she get a ring?
She's going to get 2.
I've stopped caring, man. I mean, I've never cared, but I've gotten.
Jared Bailey's definitely been eliminated from the Weedy Rumble.
Wow. Oh, I see Connor Casey's still here. Yeah, throw out SP3 with ease. Oh, bless you, chat, by the way, for hanging out with us and being silly. Wait,
Andrew
hold on.
Zarian.
He's number 3, so he gets the point. It
Zarian's
just
got his
shows
own intro theme. That's right.
Yeah.
Zarian's actually the intro theme.
I got an intro theme to the
Yeah.
Rumble.
No one else has that.
I'm in my son's bed.
I was gonna say I see pillows.
I have no dude. You guys want to see what's going on?
Oh yes, we do. He's taking us on a tour of his Rumble pad.
Hold on.
My God, that's John
Oh.
Alba.
Hold on.
Look at this house tour. This is like House Hunters. Are we watching House Hunters? They're hard at work.
They're just like, I have no safe space left.
As you should.
I'm getting cozy in the bed. I got the covers on.
Well, you hopped the red eye home, so I should hope so.
Dude, that was the worst flight I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, you subjected yourself to a lot of torture when you decided to do what you did on that flight. I couldn't sleep on my red eye, my flight home from Vegas. I came home and I crashed for 2 hours, so I get
Oh,
it.
dude. This kid's got a cool room. Look at his little guys. Look at all these Funkos he's got.
It's almost as if his parents like him.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good boy hunter. Everybody asks me whenever I mention his name, they're like, is it after Triple H? I tell them, not according to my wife.
Well, now it is.
Hunter Logan Zarian.
Oh, that's right. Don't give out the government names here. People are weird.
Listen, they already know.
That's fair.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
fair.
knows. They know everything about me.
It's okay. We can always send people to people's houses here. Sasha Banks wins the men's Royal Rumble. That's what we're saying.
Sasha wins the men's Royal Rumble.
Good for
Wow.
her.
Yeah.
Breaking barriers, glass ceilings, and crews.
Yeah, Sasha wins the men's Rumble. I'm excited for tomorrow. I mean, forget about all this, outside of obviously everything that's going on. I suggest people just enjoy watching wrestling. Stop. Unsubscribe.
Sorry. My
Mike
God.
Straw!
Michael J. Straw is here.
I did that just for you.
I love you. Thank you for that.
One light died as I loaded in. I have 2 key lights. One died. So now it's like this, I'm getting ready to tell you a horror story.
No, you got lights on, lights off. Lights off, lights on. You got the best of the spooky
Yeah,
entrances.
I got the Deanna Purrazzo Tony Storm thing going.
Yeah. I was going to say the horror story is that you have an Elgato Streamlight that doesn't work.
I
Andrew
got
Zarian,
3 of them
Andrew
and
Zarian.
2 aren't working.
Yes.
Nice eyebrows.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got them done. European Wax Center last week.
Oh boy. Mike,
And
how
it was
are you?
free.
buddy?
It was free.
I
It's
am
been a while.
fantastic. I'm doing things. I'm launching things. I'm building things.
Are you making anybody mad?
I made a lot of people pissed. My DMs have been I got 2 threats to be beaten up because I didn't leak WWE 2K news this year.
Wow.
Why didn't you leak the news to us exclusively on the show?
For
I
sure.
promised my source, who was a new source because my old one got fired. I promised that I would keep it under wraps this year, and then next year I'll be back to normal.
So let's just rewind an hour ago to what we were talking about. Sometimes in media, we do a little give and take. This is a little lighter of a subject, but I'm just trying to prove
Yeah.
it.
Well, I have a story on my personal site because people always question, why do people use anonymous sources? And Andrew knows, Jeremy, everybody know. No one understands it who's not in it. And I wrote 1,400 words one day because I got tired of it, of why we do anonymous sources and the amount of times you get news and you hold on to it. It's because you got
You have to.
You got to
It's hard
build
to
a
explain.
rapport. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it hard to explain, especially, there, if I'm told something today, right? Or you're told something today, it's fresh, right? So it's easily trackable.
Yep.
There's no way to say, well, I know there are meetings on specific days in AEW, right? If I report something on that specific day, you're going to be able to kind of maybe possibly narrow stuff or assume it's somebody. If you wait a couple weeks, it's already, it's spread. It's everybody else.
Yep. Yeah. I remember when a couple years ago, I broke the news of 2K, my GM mode coming back. I had that news for 3 months, but I'm if I post it within 2 weeks, they are going to find out who sent it to me.
Everyone just send me stuff. Just send it to me. I'm not telling anybody. I just want to know. Just want to know things, and then I can pre-write the story. DM me the scoops so I can pre-write the story.
I got a scoop for you, exclusive. It's gonna be
Andrew Zarin's leaving a thumbs up. What
It's gonna be
Watch,
Knicks and
watch. You
Thunder
ready?
in the finals.
Ooh, dude, I would love that. I'm
Knicks
into
fan.
that.
I know Jeremy loves his Thunder, so
Oh, Knicks. Look, they're playing well.
Knicks-
I said on
that game last night was the
FMC.
happiest I've been.
I said on FMC that the team who traded for OG Anunoby was gonna win the title. And now all of a sudden, what was that? What is happening?
Sorry.
What was that? Was that
What
you?
website are you on? What
that was
website
me.
are you on?
Denise just posted a clip, and this is the best clickbait ever. Julius Creed just got some unexpected DNA results. It will shock you in one particular area.
Who?
Oh, that is a very
Julius Creed.
Julius Creed.
Denise is getting really raunchy with those headlines.
Yes. I was like, I gotta hear this because I remember sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I apologize. The audio came through on this.
Oh my god.
Hey, look, Jeremy, you're gonna love this. I could make the thumbs up with my eyebrow. Ready? If I put one eyebrow up, it does it. You ready?
No, that's awful.
I'm so mad about that. I'm unnecessarily mad about
Jeremy is dumbfounded. Andrew Zarian just won the Weedy Rumble with that.
That was my finisher.
the eyebrow. You see, it's not the people's eyebrow. It's got to be something different. It's got to be something fun.
What the? I don't even have words.
He wants to know how to do it.
So do I.
I can't do a people's eyebrow. I can't. And my eyebrows are not that. I don't have great looking eyebrows like Andrew Zarian either. So no, I can't do that. Oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I'm so glad I returned to the show and I totally changed the tone from this really serious and insightful show to just whatever I do.
Oh, this was already planned. Let's face it. But people have stuck around because they understand that this is still a morning show. We had the real talk at the top. Now we're doing what we do.
You have a great format for this thing too.
This show sucks. I don't know why anybody's here. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Oh, look at all these. We start pulling out like
I have an Eevee one.
Cuddle.
It's supposed to be my son's, and I stole it. I stole an Eevee one from my son.
All of ours are in. I'm not in a kid's room right now. I'm not in.
Dude, I tried to steal this from him. He got this for Christmas, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, I want this."
Oh my god!
See, I just got my.
What is this? The spotlight? Show us the coolest thing in your room.
I got my Kevin Owens one.
Oh, that's stuff.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and then my wife has a Becky Lynch one up at her desk, and I don't know why I never got in the pop socket or whatever pop socket, whatever they're called, the pop figures. I never got on that train, but this one was
the
cool.
Funkos,
Funko Pops. Yeah, this one was cool.
The pop sockets you put on the back of your phone.
Yeah, I realize that. I mean, you could technically make it one, just glue it. It looks really stupid and awkward, but
you said it.
You got.
How you gonna put that in your pocket with your phone? You need
people are wearing looser pants nowadays.
I still wear skinny jeans.
You too, eh?
Yeah,
Mike.
I still wear skinny jeans.
Mike, the wife wants me to inform you. How are you making it rain? That's a thumbs down.
I don't know.
He makes it
both
rain.
the eyebrows down.
Like
makes it rain.
Hold on. You right? Let's see.
Oh my god!
Okay, you can do this, Jeremy. I know you can.
He makes it
closer to the camera.
See, we don't see his hands when he does this, so how do we know he's not clicking it?
There's nothing.
What am I clicking? There's nothing to click.
So this has been.
I'm just trying to see how this happens.
This has been my new favorite thing. When we discovered this, we then discovered like a rash of podcasters discovering that when they do the video content, this happens. And so when we had it, we had
put your hands up here, Zarian. Hands up, and then do it.
This is an Apple thing, by the way. This is a MacBook, iPad thing. This is an iOS thing.
What am I doing?
Yeah, make it rain.
It's not working.
Yeah, because it reads the eyes. It doesn't
Yeah,
read.
I think it wants to read your fingers too much, and that's why. My gosh.
Your
Well, the
thoughts.
rain that
I can't.
listen, he just made it rain, so I'm assuming this means that
Okada.
Okada is going to be
Yeah.
in the Rumble.
Okada's in the Rumble. No,
There
I don't
we
know.
go.
Don't say that. No. I really don't know that. I really don't know that. He's
that
not.
one you
He's
don't
not.
want clicked.
I don't know.
That one you don't want. What I was saying, Mike, my wife says she likes your shirt. So
New
get that out
album
there.
dropped today, and I have listened to it 3 times already. I'll be in Toronto March 12th for their concert. I am so excited.
I don't know because like my hand was like right there, but it popped up on this side.
So did I win the Rumble?
I don't know anymore. We got to see if Jeremy. Oh, there it is.
Oh my God.
We already knew that one. You did the thumbs up and the big thing. Yeah, we do that.
I don't know, my hair's in the way. See, I have hair. I gotta go full forehead here.
I wish I had hair.
I'm trying too hard. I don't. Not natural at it like Andrew Zarian.
I paid a lot of money to keep mine.
I had kids, and as soon as I had kids, they went away.
The
Gone.
Homer
That
Simpson
happens.
effect.
That tends to happen.
Literally, my wife has this beautiful Christmas card of when my first son was born. I had long hair down to my shoulders. He's
Straining.
bald. The next year, my hair's gone and his hair's long. And I'm like, within a year, gone.
Just paste it on. Just
Who's your Rumble pick, Zarian?
Great question. I wanted to say Punk, but I'm not confident that it's him. You know, you're trying still, huh?
I know.
he's
Little
really
bit.
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do
Yeah.
it.
Andrew Barrasso over here.
All right, Punk and the women's Rumble.
Punk in the women's Rumble. No, you know what? Let's go with Gunther. I'm still going with Gunther.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
I think maybe, you do a double elimination between Cody and Punk.
Oh, okay.
You do the Bret Hart and Lex Luger gimmick.
A lot of people put that out there. I don't know if they're going to do it this time.
I don't know. Who do you guys think? I love not knowing who wins the Rumble because it's really my favorite show of the year. Like you got WrestleMania, whatever. WrestleMania is WrestleMania, but like I enjoy the Rumble so much more because it reminds me of my childhood. Because those were whenever we had like the big parties at the house and like all the kids were over and everybody was going nuts. 92 Rumble stands. We were at my uncle's house watching it on his illegal cable box on a tiny little TV.
I
All of
remember
us were
those
around
days.
it. He had a Pioneer. He had a black Pioneer box he got from Queens Boulevard. And we're all watching it. And my father goes, "Oh, yeah, that guy's winning." And he points at Ric Flair. And I'm like, he's too old, that guy. That guy is old. That old man is not winning it. And Bobby's screaming, "Somebody get this man a respirator, a ventilator." And he does the Flair flop. It sold me that man was dying in the ring. Little did I know that he was only 42 years old in that Rumble.
And that is a short 25 years later, he would fake his own death in the match of his last career.
Yeah.
Shaw, who do you have winning?
Cody and Becky.
Okay.
It's so loud.
The Russian Bear is here.
The Russian
Oh,
bull.
and he's eliminated 2 people.
My
I'm
God.
the Russian
eliminated
bull.
people.
Shut your mouth, Jeremy.
He sounds
I'm the
familiar.
Russian bull.
Wait a minute.
Sidmere Prudius the Third, and I don't appreciate what that Canadian, that lower than life itself, did.
Oh, that's got to suck for him. He mentioned Canadians.
Oh,
He said
man.
the secret word.
Oh,
He said the magic word.
Joel threw him out.
Poor Russian bear. Bull. I don't give a shit.
bull. He's a bull, not a bear.
They're all Russian something.
They're all Russian.
They ain't
Oh.
dragging, to tell you that much.
They're all rushing out of this Royal Rumble because they just got eliminated.
He did the thing.
Oh no, Straw tore his quad on an elimination. That's not good.
No,
That's
you can't do that. It was the second rope. That was my favorite elimination so far. There you go. Hey, let's hit a super chat real quick. We got this one at the top of the show from Cody Will saying, "Good morning, guys. Ali versus Saban, please." At Scott Demore. Let's talk TNA for 2 seconds and then we'll go back to the Rumble. Mustafa Ali is going to be in
Hell
TNA.
yeah.
Very excited for that. They did the Marvel ending last night on TNA where they did the they ran the This Is TNA and
They've done
outro.
that before.
They've done it, but it's been a while since they've
Yeah.
played that. And then they did the Ali approves this message video. So he's coming to TNA. Presumably his first match will be at No Surrender in February. This is cool. I'm looking forward to it. Everyone was expecting Ali at Hard to Kill until we had to remind them that he was working that night. And this was inevitable, but I'm very excited for it. What do you think, Ali coming to TNA?
I love it. You know, I've been championing Mustafa Ali since he's been out of WWE and everything he's been doing on the independents. Working TNA makes sense. You know, he's going to be in New Japan for Windy City Riot as well. Don't know how long he's staying in TNA. If it's a short-term thing, he's obviously going to continue to do other stuff on the independents and stuff. But yeah, Ali's a good addition. He's a guy that he moves tickets, as evidenced by, I think, Windy City Riot. He's a guy that has a great presence and power about him. So yeah, look forward to it.
I'm wondering when we get to Ali versus Josh Alexander, because that's inevitable. I want to see it, but you got to give some wins to Ali first. I don't know who his first opponent is. It's not Steve Macklin.
We'll see.
It's not Macklin because Macklin's going to face Nick Nemeth. So that's why I'm not making fun of it. Oh, there you go. I'm late. Busted open, addressed it. The
Okay.
there you go. And then the Bully and Dave are on the Jericho Cruise. So there's another.
That thing's happening.
Yes, that is where some of our friends who are taking the week off are currently.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure.
Still happening. So yeah, it's good. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see Ali. I'm excited to be able to cover Ali for TNA, and we'll see how long he sticks around. It could be a short-term deal, a few appearances. Stick around for a special and a pay-per-view. If he goes to Windsor, Ontario, I'm so sorry, but it'll be an exciting addition to TNA. Maybe go for that X Division Championship against Chris Sabin too.
All right, Joel. We're gonna draw the numbers for everybody. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this on screen so everybody can see the screen here. Hold on. A lottery quick pick. I just need like a random number drawer. What are we doing here?
Yeah, get a tumbler. Is there a tumbler?
Oh, that'd be sweet. Do we have like a tumbler? Like online
tumbler
gimmick.
Gimmick.
I don't know if we can number tumbler. Here we go. Play
Let's go.
Full mass. Oh no, this seems like it's like a game. No, I don't need all that. Hold on. No, it seems like these are like games. I don't want to play a game.
Tumbler, numbler, picker. Number picker wheel.
We want to use a wheel. We can use a wheel.
Yeah, the wheel. Why not?
Okay. All right.
Wheel of morality. Turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
Okay. Number of range interval. Okay. 30. All right. So we got 30 numbers. Hopefully it takes it off once it spins. If not, we'll just have to, I'll obviously just keep track of everything. All right. So I'm going to put this on screen so nobody knows that we're cheating. Everybody knows where.
Before you do this, hold on. Chi-Town Spurs says, what if Josh Alexander came out in a suit and tie, talks in a pompous English accent? Posh Alexander is born. And he teams up with GYV.
Sean, yeah, I saw the Google number generator. That doesn't seem as fun. I want something like cool and fun.
Yeah, we want a wheel of morality.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Not entire screen. Window. No. What am I looking for? Okay, number picker. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody see it? It's there.
Yep.
All right, here we go. So this is Louisville. This is your number here. All right, you get. Right.
Yeah, your mic completely cuts out when they do that. So.
Okay, Louis got number 1. I'm gonna take off the
sound on that.
Yeah, the sound on it.
Yeah, you should probably do that. Am I gonna keep track of who got what?
No, I actually got that portion.
You got that? Oh my god!
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pull this back up so I can.
Louis, get excited! You probably got Cody Rhodes, and he's gonna win the Royal Rumble, so you might actually win this.
Okay, there. All right, so now next time it shouldn't. Okay, remove choice. So number 1.
Oh, an update by the way. Ali is gonna be at the TNA show in New Orleans. And he's scheduled for the Philadelphia show.
Okay.
So there you go. Oh, yeah, Philadelphia 22nd and 23rd.
Okay.
So it looks like he's going to stick around for at least a month.
All right. Good on him. Okay. Here we go. David Duel. David Duel, this is your number. There's no sound now, right?
No sound.
Okay. I got to mute it on my headphones because it's still coming through my headphones.
That's unfortunate.
David Duel, your number is 23.
Hey.
All right, David, you got number 23. Mike Straw, this is you. All right, let's see what number you're going to get here. Reminder, you get a choice of a t-shirt. Keep it between like $20 and $30, please. 26. I feel like that's 27 is like the lucky number, right? That's the one where a lot of people win from.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jorge Rosas or George Roses. See what number you're going to end up with here. We got number 20. Number 20 for Jorge Rosas. Trevor D. I assume that's not Trevor Dame.
Could be.
I feel like he has better things to do than watch our show.
Nah, he's writing stuff. He's fine.
All right. Trevor D. Your number here is. Oh, he's got 27.
Oh, there it is.
I feel like good numbers are being taken here. No early numbers here.
Yeah, no whammies.
Yeah. Cody Willis. Let's see what we got. Cody's got number 5. I feel like that's not going to do well. I don't know. Our pal Kai, this is your number. Kai has number 28. It's a good number. I feel like 28's a strong choice there. Tim Winger Jr.
Come on, we got to get some good numbers in here. Who's going to get number 11?
Yeah. 17 for Tim.
Oh.
All right. This is Professor with a 0 right here.
I think 30 has taken over the lucky number. I haven't watched a buy the numbers gimmick in a while.
You haven't watched what?
I haven't watched the buy the numbers gimmick in a while.
16 for Professor Zero. Scott Barrett, you let's see what number you're going to get here. I think the first number we did was number 1. Oh, Scott's got 30.
30.
Oh. King Potato, Andrew Zarian's cousin.
King Patat. 21. That's a lucky number.
Yeah, I feel like 21 isn't bad. Pile driver finisher. And we've gone through. This is number 12 for pile driver finisher. I mean, 12 is in. We've drawn 12 numbers. Pile driver finisher's got number 24. All right. Rebecca Catan. I'll put the sheet on the screen, by the way, at the end of all of this.
Yeah, y'all can write your numbers down.
Yes, Rebecca Catan.
Oh, that's a good one. 25. Oh,
the teens aren't being taken up here.
Yeah,
teens aren't being taken up.
We've had a couple of the teens go, but other than that, we are high number choices here.
Chi-Town Spurs. Yeah, like number 4. Nobody wins at 4, right?
There are like 4 numbers that the Rumble's never been won from. I know 11 is one of them.
Chi-Town Spurs, number 2. Number 2 for Chi-Town Spurs. J&A's. Let's see. I just feel like 3 or 4. That one ain't like, ain't great. That one ain't great. 14 for J&A's.
Okay, so by number, the 30th has now yielded 5 victors.
Okay.
27 has yielded 4.
Okay.
1 and 24 have 3.
This is Jeff Valley Driver. Jeff Valley Driver right here.
He had requested 31 because every year someone inevitably fantasy books the 30 entrance.
Well, Jeff Valley Driver got 8.
8 produced the winner in 2009, if you can remember who that was.
Look at Joel with the numbers here.
Randy Orton, by the way, 2009.
Look at Joel. This is for Lawrence Carter.
Number 13. Lawrence Carter from Love Wrestling. 13 has never produced a winner, where this is going by the men's rumble right now.
Okay. All right. Lawrence Carter. That one's tough. Hunter Tillman. This is Hunter Tillman's number right here.
Let's go.
Hunter Tillman,
Number
6.
6. Number 6 has never yielded a men's Royal Rumble winner.
DBZ Mike.
So y'all can be making history.
Or you could be big old giant losers like everybody else.
20,
DBZ Mike, number 22.
22 has yielded winners in 2002 and 10 years later in 2012. Those winners,
Ooh.
Triple H, and
He's not going to be in it this year.
He's probably not going to be in it this year. Triple H and I forget who else.
Well, this is Jason Levine's number, by the way. Number 10.
Number
Jason
10
Levine.
yields no. Oh, winners 2019. Who was the 2019 Men's Royal Rumble winner? It was
Roman Reigns.
No, it was Drew. Was it Drew? No, that was 2020. 2019 was Seth. I was there.
Roman Reigns. N in the H. N in the H. This is your number.
What are you going to get?
11. That's
11.
a bad number.
So 11 was the number that I thought Cody was going to enter on last year because I think that was a number that Dusty came in on.
No.
And 11's never yielded a winner.
Yeah, that's sorry, NNH. You're probably not winning.
Sorry.
Big Man Dogs.
The American variant, Lawrence Carter. He's Lawrence Cartier. My bad. Number 4.
4. See that one I don't.
No one's ever won
great
from the
with that.
number 4
Yeah.
spot.
All right, Darren Walls. Getting low on numbers here. We've almost picked all the numbers here, everybody. Darren Walls. Oh, that's like right. Oh, at 15. I was like right on the line.
15 has yielded no winners in the Men's Royal Rumble.
NYU's 99. This is your number.
What are we doing?
NYU's 99. You get number 7.
7 has had no winners.
Martin Rahill. This is your number.
What are you going to get? Yeah, there's a lucky 13 still available, isn't there?
Is there? No.
Oh, no,
13's
it's
already
gone.
control.
18.
18 for
The
Martin.
1996 winner of the Royal Rumble was Shawn Michaels at number 18.
Okay. All right. So has produced a winner in the past. All right. Only a few numbers left here. 29 still out there. 29, not bad. Has anybody won from 29?
No one has ever won from the 29th position.
Really?
Oh, no, that's a lie. 2 people have in 2003 and 2010.
What are your facts here, Joel?
All right, I was looking too fast. Brock Lesnar won in 2003, so he doesn't count. And what was the other one? 2010.
Roman Reigns.
No.
Scott George. Scott George. This is
Adam Copeland, your favorite wrestler.
he doesn't count.
Number 9.
9 for Scott George.
Has anyone won from the number 9? Doesn't look like it.
Michael, damn it. This is your number.
There's
Michael,
19. 19 produced 2 winners, 2013 and 2015.
Really?
Yes, in 20, I don't remember.
13. You said 13.
2013 was John Cena.
Okay. And the other one was Roman Reigns.
What was the number again? 19?
I think so.
2015.
No, it's 15. Yeah.
I forget who it was.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
This
Actually,
number is for Will McLean. Will McLean. This is your number. 12.
12 has
Sounds like it.
never had a winner.
3 and 29. This is big here because I don't feel like anybody's won from 3. Is anybody won from 3,
Ric
Joel?
Flair won from 3.
Number
Number 29 has had 2 winners as well.
All right. So, you're getting a number historically that has done okay. This is for Jack O. Jack 0. He's
Number
got
3.
3. And that means number 29 goes to Sam Darnell. Sam Darnell, you have number 29.
There you go. You get the who do you get the Gunter number.
All right. So here I will
By the way, I see people are saying, Bianca won from 3. I'm going from the Men's Royal Rumble on this because because I'm just a big old, no, I'm kidding. I just happen to have the Men's Royal Rumble numbers in front of me.
there you go. Bianca won from 3 though. Thank you.
Yes, she did. Absolutely.
All right. So there everyone can see where your number is here. Let me actually scroll up. I can't really get everybody on this unless I move the cells. I don't feel like doing that. But there. You see your name, find your number. Obviously we'll have this document. I'll make sure to save it everything. But I'll have this document, so we will make sure to have this. And this is your number for the men's and the women's Royal Rumble. So if the person who comes out at that number, men or women, you are a winner, right? Maybe number one wins in both, and then you win twice. You get both. You get you get both the t-shirt.
Okay.
On that one, you get two. Yep. So if the same number wins, then you win twice, everybody. There you go. Appreciate y'all putting the Rumble pool in the chat, declaring for the Weedy Rumble pool, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun for the Royal Rumble weekend. Add some fun to it if you're watching it and you got somebody to maybe root for there.
Say it again. Thank you. 38 a typo. Yes, it's 38. It's probably 28. Just putting that out there on the Rumble sheet that you have. So I guess you wrote 38 instead of 28.
Where? Oh, I did, Kai. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Kai, you're number 38. This is now the greatest Royal Rumble. Number 41 was the winner of the greatest Royal Rumble. That was the only person who's ever won the greatest Royal Rumble. This show was a lot today. I want to thank everyone in the chat for being very respectful for the most part and being very engaged in the conversation. This is not easy, but I'm glad that at least the first hour yielded a lot of really, really interesting and really engaging conversation. Thank you, Jeremy, for that. And then the second hour, we got to have a little bit of fun, and you guys stuck around for that. It's appreciated. That's what we do. That's what the show is about. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everyone. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern until noon. Don't tell your enemies. It's fine. As long as your enemies aren't dicks to us on the internet, that's fine. I can block them anyway. It's fine. Jeremy, you want to plug anything before we get out of here?
No.
Wonderful. Programming note, Rob and Maggie are not going to be doing a show today. They are going to be doing their show on Sunday. That is their plan. We wish them both well. Everything's fine. They're just taking a couple of days off and rescheduling. That's cool. So they won't be on today. They will be on Sunday. Make note of that if you are watching Coexisting. And of course, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked. New content drops all the time, baby. That's what we do. I'm Matt Joel Pearl, JOELPEARL. Jeremy has something to add.
All right, I do want to say something as a final note. I do want to thank everybody for hanging with us, joining us in the chat. Yes, being for the most part respectful. There's some jerks. Jay says, does the price have to be a shirt? Can it be an item of roughly similar value? You know what? Sure, as long as it's like $20-$30. Like, what is the item though? Hold on, what am I purchasing?
Someone had mentioned, I may have been actually Jay in the chat, the AEW mug. I think it's the same price as a t-shirt. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but that's what I think he's talking about. Or they, I don't want to
be giving away anyway. Just a AEW mug.
It's got to make it all the way to Australia.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pay for like mad shipping here on this. We're gonna need a lot of super chat money on Monday to pay for these expenses, everybody.
Yep. So start saving your money now. Yes, okay. I love that mug.
Yeah, sure. You know, we're a man of the people. I'm a man on the people. That's fine. Well, we can do that. If anybody else wants a coffee mug or something, if it's again similar value and that's what you're going for, I got no problem with that. No. You don't have to go halves or anything like that. I got it. I've made it. There's a cat. You want to come up here?
I hear cat.
Come here.
This is how you want to go off the air with cat.
Come here. No.
Nope. We're coming.
No. This cat doesn't want to hang out with me. We got an extra cat.
An extra cat?
Yeah.
How many? Oh my goodness. Yeah, gift card is another thing we could do, by the way.
All right. I don't want to pick you. Oh, gift card's a good call. Okay.
It's a good call. Thank you. Thank you, chat. We'll discuss it off the air and we'll figure it out. The winner will discuss with Jeremy how this works.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out, guys. You guys are fortunately you guys are respectful, appreciative, and understanding of these things. Come here if you want to come up here.
I love how you're like, you guys are the best. You stupid cat.
This cat will not just jump up here any other time. No problem jumping in my lap.
That's
all
true.
Of a sudden now, like, geez.
Before we get out of here, by the way, Collision's going to be fun this week too. Eugene Agata, some guy from New Japan, is going to face Bryan Danielson. And we have Cat. Almost.
No.
Cat is
shy.
Cat is camera shy.
Just wants to lay in my lap.
That's fine. And the big elimination match, the six-man tag elimination chamber match.
Yeah,
Elimination.
I'm about to say, you were trying to say elimination chamber, weren't you?
I was very close.
Yeah.
I'm in Australia already next month in Perth. This is going to be fun. So looking forward to Collision, looking forward to all the wrestling this weekend, and hopefully y'all find something to watch and enjoy on and off the TV. Until then, are we good? Are we done?
Yes, I was saying again, thank you to everybody. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Enjoy the wrestling this weekend. If you're watching wrestling, enjoy football this weekend. If you're watching football, if you're hanging out with family, whatever you're doing, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and guess we'll see you guys on Monday.
Go out for a walk. Tell your friends about us. Tell the Busted Open crew to come and hang out with us. How's that? By which I mean the people who listen to Busted Open. Tell them to come over here instead. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, I am at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. We'll see you on Monday, and we'll have plenty to talk about. Take care and enjoy your weekend. Cheers.